You're 32, and you wake up every morning feeling like you have the flu. Not a cold. The real body-aching flu. This has been going on for 3 years. It started in your neck and shoulders, a deep, insistent pain you blamed on your desk job, on stress, on a bad mattress. You stretch, you take ibuprofen, you promise yourself more sleep. But the fatigue is a lead blanket you can't throw off. Your fingers are stiff when you wake, clumsy as you try to make coffee. You tell yourself it's a phase, a symptom of modern life. You're a professional. You're busy. You're just tired, like everyone else. But a quiet, cold thread of fear is weaving itself into your days. This doesn't feel like everyone else. This feels different, deeper. By 34, the pain has migrated. It's not just in your shoulders anymore. It's a burning, throbbing ache that has settled in your hips, your back, your legs. It's symmetrical, on both sides of your body, above and below the waist. You are learning that there are different kinds of pain. There is the sharp sting of an injury, and then there is this, a deep, radiating hurt that feels like your bones are bruised. A casual hug from a friend feels like a punch. The simple pressure from your jeans waistband is a band of fire around your middle. Sleep is no longer a refuge. You wake up feeling as if you've run a marathon overnight, joining the 90% of people with this condition who have sleep problems. The exhaustion is so profound, it feels like a physical weight in your blood. At 36, your mind starts to betray you. You call it fibrofog, a term you found online that feels like your brain is wading through mud. You walk into a room and forget why you're there. You lose your train of thought mid-sentence, searching for a word that was on the tip of your tongue a second ago. This happens 5 times a day, then 10. During an important meeting, you're mid-presentation when you completely blank. The word you need vanishes. You stammer, your face flushing hot with shame as your colleagues stare, waiting. The silence stretches. This cognitive decay is more disabling than the pain you can hide. You can't hide a mind that's failing. You start carrying a notebook everywhere, writing everything down. You wonder with a cold panic if this is early onset Alzheimer's. You are 37. You begin the diagnostic odyssey. You see an internist, a neurologist, a rheumatologist, an endocrinologist. They run tests, so many tests. Your blood is drawn a dozen times. You get X-rays, MRIs, every result comes back the same, normal. We can't find anything wrong, they say. One doctor, after reviewing a blood panel that cost you $450 out of pocket, suggests you might be depressed. It's probably psychosomatic, he says, not meeting your eye. He tells you to exercise more. You leave his office feeling humiliated, erased. The shame is a physical weight, heavier than the fatigue. You are a collection of symptoms with no cause, a ghost in the medical machine. You start to doubt yourself. Maybe it is all in your head. Maybe you're just not trying hard enough. The gaslighting doesn't just come from doctors, it starts inside you. At 38, the search consumes you. You spend hours online, falling down rabbit holes in forums and medical journals. You read about chronic fatigue syndrome, lupus, multiple sclerosis. You become your own primary investigator, your own fiercest advocate, because you have to be. The average time to a fibromyalgia diagnosis is 5 years. This is year 6 for you. You learn a new language, the language of symptoms, comorbidities, pain scales. You find a list of tender points online and press on them yourself, wincing at the strange, sharp pain. You bring a 10-page printout to a new doctor, braced for another dismissal, but this one listens. He reads your notes. He asks questions. He doesn't make you feel like you are inventing your own suffering. You are 39. The doctor performs the tender point exam. He presses a spot near your collarbone, and the jolt of pain is so sharp you nearly come off the table. He presses your neck, your elbows, your knees. He is gentle, but the pain is electric. He counts aloud. When he's done, he looks at you and says the word fibromyalgia. It's real. It has a name. For a full minute, all you feel is a tidal wave of relief. You are not a hypochondriac. You are not weak. You are not crazy. You want to weep. Then the second wave hits. The doctor explains there is no cure, no magic pill. There is only management, a complex, frustrating, lifelong process of trial and error. The name gives your suffering a shape, but it also builds it a cage. You are no longer a person with unexplained pain. You are a fibromyalgia patient. At 41, your life is ruled by the flare-up economy. You learn energy is your most precious currency, and you have to budget it ruthlessly. A good day is a trap. You wake with less pain and a clearer head, and you try to cram a week's worth of living into a few hours. You do laundry, buy groceries, meet a friend. You feel almost normal, but you always pay for it. The next morning, you wake up feeling like you've been beaten with sticks. Your skin is so sensitive the bed sheets feel like sandpaper. This, you learn, is post-exertional malaise. You call in sick to work again. You've already missed 17 days this year, which you discover is the national average. You lie in the dark, hating your body for its betrayal, and hating yourself for daring to have one good day. You're 43. Your bathroom cabinet looks like a pharmacy shelf. You are a walking chemistry experiment. There are 3 FDA-approved drugs, but they only work for a fraction of patients. You try them all. You try antidepressants, anti-seizure medications, nerve pain blockers. Each one brings a new constellation of side effects. Weight gain, nausea, a brain fog even worse than the disease's own. You stand at the pharmacy counter every month. 3 prescriptions. The copay is $180, even with insurance. It's one of the hidden costs of chronic illness, the slow, steady drain on your finances. The pills rattle in their bottles, the soundtrack to your life. You swallow them, hoping this combination, this dosage, will be the one that works. It never is. It just makes things slightly less awful. By 44, you're a veteran of the insurance war. You spend hours on the phone with indifferent agents, navigating automated menus, fighting for treatments your doctor says you need. You're on hold, listening to gratingly cheerful music as a tension headache builds behind your eyes. A denial letter arrives. The physical therapy that helps your mobility has been deemed not medically necessary. The letter is cold and impersonal. You write an appeal, gathering evidence, begging a faceless committee to believe your pain is real. A call to the insurance company lasts 55 minutes, and at the end of it, nothing has changed. It's a second exhausting job you never applied for and don't get paid for. The system meant to care for you is now just another source of your pain, another trigger for a flare. At 45, your world has become very small. You are the queen of canceling plans. The text, "I'm so sorry I can't make it," is your most frequent communication. Friends stop asking. You don't blame them. How can they understand an exhaustion that feels like gravity has doubled just for you? This is the great shrinking. Your social life, your hobbies, your career. At work, you've been put on a performance improvement plan because the fog makes you slow and the pain makes you distracted. You sit at your kitchen table with a 20-page application for long-term disability. You have to document every failure, every limitation, every piece of your life this disease has stolen. 42% of people with fibromyalgia have to quit their jobs. You are about to become a statistic. You are grieving a life you are still living. You are 48. You have stopped fighting for a cure and started fighting for a life. This is radical acceptance. You learn to pace yourself, to live within the tight budget of your body's energy. You get 100 units on a good day. A shower costs 10. A trip to the grocery store costs 40. You do the math constantly. You learn to say no without guilt. One night you find an online support group and type out your story. Within minutes, replies appear. I understand. You are not alone. We believe you. The words from these strangers, people fighting the same invisible battle, bring a relief so profound it feels like a physical release. They don't offer cures or advice. They offer something more valuable: belief. You are not winning, but you are enduring. You are still here. Your life is not the one you planned. The pain is a constant companion, a dull, static hum beneath every moment. Some days it's louder, some days quieter, but it's never gone. You are an expert on your own body, a veteran of a war no one else can see. Your story is your own, but it is also one of 10 million in the United States alone. The system that failed you continues its work. Right now, a young woman, maybe 28, is sitting in a doctor's office. She is trying to explain the ache, the fog, the exhaustion. The doctor is looking at her chart, at her perfectly normal test results. He is about to tell her it's probably just stress. He is about to suggest she try getting more exercise. The cycle is about to begin again.